A good pair of headphones can completely change how you experience music. The detail you hear in a track, the weight of the bass, how long you can listen before your ears feel tired, it all comes down to choosing the right pair for how you actually listen. In this video, I'm breaking down 7 of the best headphones for music right now, covering sound quality, comfort, features, and who each one is genuinely best for. Let's get into it. Starting with the OneOdio Studio Monitor headphones, the pick for anyone who wants professional-grade sound without a professional price tag. These are built around 50mm neodymium drivers, which deliver punchy bass, clear vocals, and crisp highs across a balanced stereo soundstage. The ear cups swivel 90 degrees, which is a practical feature if you do any DJing or mixing and need to monitor with one ear. There's also a shared audio port that lets you plug in a second pair, useful for collaborative listening sessions. Comfort comes from soft padded cushions and a stretchable self-adjusting headband, so they adapt to different head shapes without needing manual tweaking. These are wired only, connecting via 3.5mm with a 1/4-inch adapter included, compatible with phones, laptops, audio interfaces, mixers, and amps. If you produce music, DJ, or just want a wired studio-style headphone that takes sound seriously, the OneOdio is a strong starting point. If you're finding this helpful, a quick like takes 2 seconds and helps more music lovers find the video. The BERIBES headphones are the pick for listeners who never want to think about charging. Battery life here is rated at over 65 hours. And when you do need to top up, the USB-C charging gets you back to full in around 2.5 hours. They pair via Bluetooth 6.0 in 1 to 3 seconds and support dual device connectivity, so you can stay connected to 2 sources at once. Sound comes from 40mm drivers with a 20 Hz to 30 kHz frequency response, and there are 6 selectable EQ modes to shape the sound to your preference. Whether you want more bass, a flatter profile, or something in between, you can dial it in without needing an app. At 0.18 kilograms with memory protein ear pads and a foldable design, they're light and travel-friendly. A built-in microphone handles calls, and wired mode is available via 3.5mm if you need it. For everyday listening, commuting, or long sessions at home, the BERIBES punches well above what you'd expect at this price. The JBL Tune 720BT is the wireless performer on this list, and it backs that up with an impressive mix of battery life, features, and sound. JBL's pure bass tuning through 40mm drivers gives you that full, warm low end the brand is known for, covering 20 Hz to 20 kHz. Battery life is rated at up to 76 hours, and the quick charge feature gives you about 3 hours of playback from just 5 minutes of charging. Bluetooth 5.3 with a 10-meter range and multi-point pairing means seamless switching between devices, and there's a 3.5mm jack for wired use when you need it. Touch controls handle playback and volume. Voice assistant support is built in, and the JBL Headphones app lets you customize the sound further. It's foldable, water-resistant, and lightweight enough to wear all day comfortably. If you want a wireless headphone that covers every practical base and sounds great doing it, the JBL Tune 720BT is a hard one to argue with. The Audio-Technica ATH-M20x is a name that comes up constantly in recording studios and home setups alike. And the reason is simple. It delivers accurate, honest sound at a budget price. These are wired only, built around 40mm drivers with a 15 Hz to 20 kHz frequency response and 47 ohm impedance. That impedance level works well with laptops and desktop audio interfaces without needing a dedicated headphone amp. The circumaural design, meaning fully over-ear, provides solid passive isolation to block out ambient noise without any electronics involved. The cable is single-sided, tangle-resistant, and nearly 10 feet long, which is genuinely useful at a desk or in a studio environment. Build quality is durable and pro-grade. The headphones fold flat for storage, and they come with a 2-year warranty plus a 30-day return window. There's no microphone and no Bluetooth, and that's by design. These are made for listening critically to music, not for casual commuting use. If that's what you need, few headphones in this price range match them. If noise cancellation is your main priority, this Hybrid ANC model sits in a category of its own on this list. The ANC system uses 4 high-sensitivity microphones and a chip that processes noise in 2 milliseconds, capable of cutting up to 45 decibels of ambient sound and blocking around 95% of environmental distractions. There's also a transparency mode for when you need to stay aware of your surroundings, and 6 ANC microphones with AI processing. Keep calls clear even in noisy environments. Sound comes from 40mm drivers with 3D head tracking and dedicated low latency modes for both music and gaming. Battery life is rated at up to 120 hours, with a 10-minute fast charge delivering 3 hours of playback. It connects via Bluetooth 6.0 or wired AUX, is foldable, and comes with a 5-year warranty, which is exceptional at this price point. For commuters, travelers, or anyone working in a noisy environment who refuses to compromise on sound quality, this one stands out clearly. The Soundcore Q20i is the travel companion pick, pairing active noise cancellation with practical everyday features at an approachable price. The Hybrid ANC system uses 2 internal and 2 external microphones to cut up to 90% of ambient noise, with a transparency mode for situational awareness. Sound comes from 40mm oversized drivers with bass-up enhancement technology for a deep, punchy low end, and high-res audio is supported through the included AUX cable. Battery life hits 40 hours with ANC active and 60 hours without, with a 5-minute fast charge giving you 4 hours of playback. It connects via Bluetooth 5.0 with dual device support, folds flat for packing, and is tunable through the Soundcore app with custom EQ presets. A built-in microphone handles calls, and the detachable 3.5mm cable means wired use is always an option. If you want ANC at a price that doesn't sting and a headphone that works just as well on a plane as it does at home, the Q20i delivers. Rounding out the list, the PUPGSIS ATH-M20x, a versatile studio monitor headphone that covers more ground than most at this price. It's built around 50mm dynamic drivers with 98 decibel sensitivity and 32 ohm impedance, delivering clear, balanced sound with punchy bass and precise treble. The retractable 3-meter cable is a practical design touch, and the dual 3.5mm and 6.35mm plug options mean it works natively with both consumer devices and professional audio gear. There's also a sharing port for connecting a second pair. The 4D floating headband adjusts to different head shapes naturally, and the leather ear pads are designed for extended sessions. At 270 grams, it's comfortable to wear for long periods. The cable has been tested to over 2,000 bends, which speaks to the build durability. It comes with a case, both adapters, 2 AUX cables, and a 1-year warranty. Whether you're mixing, gaming, practicing an instrument, or just listening critically, the PUPGSIS handles all of it without compromise. Here's what actually matters when choosing headphones for music. Sound signature is personal. Studio monitor headphones like the ATH-M20x and PUPGSIS aim for accuracy and a flat response. Consumer headphones from JBL and Soundcore lean into enhanced bass. Neither is wrong. It depends on what you enjoy. Wired versus wireless is a genuine trade-off. Wired headphones tend to offer more consistent audio quality and don't need charging, but wireless gives you freedom of movement. If you're at a desk most of the time, wired is often the better call. Active noise cancellation is worth paying for if you commute or work in a noisy environment. The Hybrid ANC model and the Soundcore Q20i both handle this well. If you're mostly listening at home in a quiet room, it's less critical. Battery life varies significantly across this list. From 40 hours on the Soundcore to 120 hours on the Hybrid ANC model, think about how often you're willing to stop and charge. Driver size tends to be relevant. The 50mm drivers in the OneOdio and PUPGSIS generally move more air, which translates to stronger bass and a wider soundstage. 40mm drivers are still capable but can feel slightly more contained in comparison. Comfort over long sessions is easy to underestimate. Memory foam and protein leather ear pads make a real difference over 3 or 4 hours of listening. Check the ear pad material before you buy. If you're building a listening setup and want to make sure you're putting your money in the right places, subscribing means you'll get honest, well-researched breakdowns on headphones, audio gear, and everything else worth knowing before you buy.